what you were seeing. I'm doing this. I was doing that last fight, wasn't it? Tournament where I kept tapping at.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just realized I just about went to do it to her, and I'm like, I don't know when I picked that up, but.
Yeah.
It's like you're this puppy leaping in. That's like way more intense.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That was.
Yes.
That one had power.
Yeah.
First one just kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it was problematic, but it still hit, and it still was
and
like
it had
1,000 times
force on
better.
it. I actually felt the sting.
Yeah.
We're gonna do one more.
Yeah, do one more.
Yeah.
That was too fast. Yeah. Did I hit you on
Yeah,
that?
you hit me there.
Okay.
It felt like you dragged it a little bit, but I don't know.
Okay.
Let's turn you sideways so the camera can see you. Sun's okay, yeah.
But already it's better than
My butt.
And a mighty fine butt it is.
He caught my shield.
Yeah.
I couldn't go anywhere.
You reached forward and you almost hooked yourself.
Yep.
Like all I did was that.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, that's my shield. I need that.
I'm sorry if that wrap was harder than it needed to be.
That's so good.
Okay, so why don't you start with what you think felt good and what you didn't feel like you executed? Their dogs are
I think that I was really pleased with the correction I made on the leg on Kelly, because I felt like that second blow came in, it flowed in as opposed to me placing it. I definitely let myself get caught up in my house with Dave, and that wasn't good. I moved more with you than I usually do, and I didn't just follow you. Felt like I moved around you.
Okay.
And I felt like even though that shot was really more of like a starting shot, I felt like it landed with more, it was in a better spot and with more power than I usually throw it. Like it still needs work, but I felt like that was a better shot than I threw offside at any point in the last tournament.
Okay.
I would agree with that.
Okay, on your very first shot, almost every time you move in, you just throw it. There's no rhyme or reason to it. You're not shooting for an opening at all. So even if you're using it as a setup shot, you want to try and have a shot that if they move their shield or what, that it's a viable shot. Whereas you're coming in and you're actually throwing almost directly on the shield.
Okay.
So that's the big thing I took out of it.
Okay.
So that's my one thing.
Okay.
So, I just want to say your intent in all of those fights was 200% better
Oh, yeah.
than anything I saw in that tournament.
Yep.
You were actually, we're not going to use the word actually, we're throwing that away.
Okay.
You looked like you were trying to kill people,
Okay.
which was awesome. The thing that you reverted back to it when Dave put you on your knees, and you did this like weird tap thing, and it's not keeping him off you. It's not a
Checking
threat.
range, it's not.
Yeah.
So we need to break you of that because it's not helpful.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. After I did it, I'm like, I'm tapping again, and I don't know where that.
I don't even know what we're trying to accomplish there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
So I had two things. One, I agree with what Kelly said, but also I'm so okay with what you're doing, right?
Okay.
You're stepping in, you're throwing that shot, because I feel like one of the pieces of advice Antonio gave me is when you're working on a shot at the beginning of every single fight, throw that shot. Doesn't make a difference if they got their shield right over their head and that's where you're aiming. It doesn't matter because you're working on that shot and you want to throw that shot perfectly. So she's right? You're not doing anything, but you're also working on that shot, so it's also okay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that
So,
make sense?
but what you're saying is that's a choice. What
Yes.
she's saying is don't do it by default.
Yes.
Correct.
It's,
Okay.
it's
Correct.
not looking like a choice.
It's
Make it a
looking
choice.
like you're
Okay.
just doing it because that's what you do in every fight.
Yeah.
There's not an intent behind
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
And that's why I clarified. If you're doing it to set up a shot, it's a different story.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah. So she's absolutely right about that. The good thing you shut down my thrust into the gut, right? And not a
Yes.
lot of people can do that, and you did, which is
Thank
good. And when you did it without exposing your head. The problem is the reason why you're able to do that is the same reason why I'm able to chop your legs off, because you come in like this.
Yeah.
So you can do the A-frame, but like you're you're here and you don't need to be there, right?
Okay.
You should just be enough that my flat snap I can't just go ping, right? I have to like step to get the angle to hit.
Okay.
But you're so high, it's so easy for me to take your leg. I can
Yeah.
take it at will.
Yeah.
Because you're here,
Yeah.
right? And you could be here. It's better. That's better,
Okay.
right? See?
Yeah. Yeah. I see. No,
And
I
you're
see.
even this leg forward.
Yeah.
So, but you're so high up, you're actually covering your head. So there's no way for you to block your legs. There's no way you can move that heavy thing faster than my sword.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's cool that you feel safe, but your legs are so exposed, you're gonna lose your legs every time.
Well,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So I would actually, if anything, look at the really good guys at A-frame, like Branos. Albrecht does, doesn't he?
He does. He does more, even more forward though. He's like,
Right.
yeah, because remember he's got the gorilla
Yeah.
advantage. So.
But he's still, if you're here, Sean does it a little bit. Sean does it like that,
Yeah.
but he's not here. So when you're there, you're looking over the corner. You
Yeah.
can see, right? So it's easy, super easy to pick up that shot. You've still got the angle to stop the flat snap coming in unless they move overtly, which you can just, right? So, but
Okay.
here, your legs are gone. Always, ever, always.
And fighting from your knees all the time is no fun, right?
What's that?
Fighting from your knees all the time is tiring and no fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and yeah, I think sometimes people don't take my leg, not because they can't take it, but because they don't want to
Deal with
Yeah, I don't
Right.
particularly want to fight you on the ground, but I saw that and I was like, I'm going to hit that and I'm going to
Yeah.
explain that.
Well, yeah, because it's a long fight, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yep. Were my statements accurate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Good.
Okay.
I'll go. I'll go.
Okay.
Here goes.
Dave goes. Go ahead, Alex.
Good leg.
Yeah, my leg was good too.
I'm not gonna fight for my nose today.
That was nice. Oh yeah. Almost didn't put my body armor today. I'm glad. I
Did you poke into my armpit?
What's that?
Was that like a poke into my armpit?
I missed your body and it slid up and it caught your tunic, not you.
Okay.
Absolutely did not
Because
hit
I'm
you.
feeling something now, and I'm like, I don't even know what that was.
No.
Okay.
No, I missed.
So more like that.
That's better, yeah. You can even go a little higher because I know you're more comfortable with it. But yeah,
I'm coming in more.
you're coming in, yes, with it up like that,
Yeah, I know.
right? But there, your legs are covered. So, yeah.
Misty?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I blocked that headshot.
I'm not sure.
You see, you
Yeah,
touched
I'm gonna have a new
because
device
you
for
hit
you.
and you,
Yeah. I reached for it, I didn't strike.
yeah. Well, and you also didn't unwind, right?
No.
You just sort of went piff, piff.
You're much
instead of
better at
action.
this.
Well, but that's what we're all learning.
Right, right.
Like,
No, I'm trying to.
part of the point.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. I got it the last time though, but not that time.
So what's your self-assessment?
with the fake on Misty, I planted my leg to get the fake, and I had nowhere to go because I was all planted on my front left leg. So all you didn't do anything special. You stepped out of my shot and just smoked me in the leg.
Right.
Shouldn't do that. And I've noticed I do that a lot with fakes. I plant heavy, and then I've got nowhere to go if you react. So
So what's something you did good?
I like the shield hook on Inga.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I also, when I was stabbing at Kelly, closed my eyes. I went, put.
Thank God you missed.
So my observation is that you had a plan for each one of us, and instead of adapting to the plan to what we were actually presenting, you tried to force the plan.
Not quite, actually.
Okay.
I
That's what it looks like. 'Cause
That's fine.
It looks to me like you really want to go for that offside leg, and even when it's not open, you're trying to push your sword into it, even though it's not there.
I admit I had a plan with Inga. There was stuff I wanted to try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with you,
You're not supposed to talk back. Just say yes, thank you.
That's right.
that's
You're
fair.
getting lippy.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell me I'm full of shit, but
No, and I had a plan for Kelly too.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. Because that was the problem with the fake, right? I had this plan. I'm gonna execute
well,
it.
and you know what? I think we're all gonna have plans today because we're all a bit rusty.
Yeah.
But you know that this is just feedback. Like you don't have to feel defensive about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you plan?
Yeah. I just didn't think I had a plan, but no, now that you said that, I did. You're right. Yeah.
Wait.
Now, Kellen, aren't we supposed to all do that? Yeah.
Oh, I'm supposed to say something to Dave. God.
Or not. I mean, if you don't have anything to say.
I do want to second Misty about the offside leg because that seems to be like you're setting up to always go for that.
And
But
you're fucking good at it.
You're good
yeah.
at it.
Yeah.
So,
But it's not always open.
Yeah.
But and also, you don't want to always rely on one shot to be your shot.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
And so that would be my advice to that.
Yeah.
I couldn't see how your body positioning was with me, but when I compare your body positioning with Kelwin versus with Misty, your body positioning looks more tentative with her.
Okay.
You actually looked like your weight was
Ready for the fight?
back
Okay.
as opposed to in. You looked like you were prepared to dominate her. You did not look like you were dominating Misty.
Okay.
I'll talk back to that one because I know why he does that with me because I read his energy.
Yeah.
And when he engages like that, I'm going to thrust him in the
Oh,
face every
okay,
time.
fair enough.
Yeah.
No, that's totally fair.
But I know why he's doing that.
Yeah, and I'm also trying to adjust to her adjustment.
Fair
'Cause
enough.
She's moving laterally to try to get a better angle.
Yeah.
And if I try to settle or if I stop moving
Okay.
and I just sit there and she gets lateral and hits me. So I have to constantly.
I do want to tell you that, like, whenever anybody, and I don't think I'm just speaking for myself, like, you're a lot. I know when I'm there, it's going to be a lot, and it's all going to come at me at once.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's awesome because it's a lot.
Yeah.
Totally.
And I know that you're going to overwhelm
Okay.
in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, that's a compliment I've gotten since I was a squire.
Yeah.
Sean, Sven, they all were like, I can't let you get started.
Yeah.
So.
It's a lot.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. The good thing is, like,
It hurts.
once you're going, once you're going, it's so hard to disrupt you,
Yeah.
like on anybody. So yeah, which is amazing. So yeah, awesome.
So what I did to you is problematic with the A-frame.
Yeah.
Because you built your house.
Yeah.
You just moved your house.
Yeah,
So
yeah. That was a nice sweep. That was a really nice sweep.
it wasn't quite what I wanted to do. I didn't hook you the way I wanted to hook you, but it did what I.
But it did a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's fight some more. I forget the leg. It was flat.
It also told like as I said it, I'm sure I know there's a reason you do it, but also like it would be a thing where if I saw somebody else do it, I'd be like, well, that's just looks like you're not controlling her.
Yeah.
Is that low? Like,
I didn't feel it.
okay, then I'm okay.
Yeah.
I just thought it went low, and I'm like, shit. No.
Yeah.
Maybe you thought it was low and hesitated on the power.
It did look angled down, Kelwin. Like it looked angled down to the ground.
Comfy? Yep. Did you pull it? Oh, did you pull it?
She didn't throw it right.
I didn't throw it right.
She used her arm, and you sort of half pushed it over, so it stole the power. Yeah, it hit you, but it didn't hit you properly.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure she didn't pull it.
Yeah.
She had
No, that's
wide
fair.
open shot.
That's fair.
Because if somebody pulls a crotch
That
shot,
on my coat.
I'm like, thanks.
Yeah.
Which I should with you, because I know better. There was that good. I stepped in and said, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It's me.
Misty, you landed a backhand on her, but it was flat.
I'm the
and I
queen
don't
of
think
the
it transferred the power.
fight.
Because you kind of like
It just felt weird too. Like I didn't.
couldn't get it quite. I think it was going to be blade on, but the curve of her helmet made it just sort of skip a little, and it just didn't land right.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Really light here. How do you feel about that?
like the
It was actually flat.
Okay.
intense she's having on her
Okay.
windshield.
I didn't turn over.
Yeah.
I intended to actually flip it in, and I didn't.
Okay.
So it landed, I smacked it.
Okay. Good? Are you good with the sun? Do you want to turn better for the...
You're fine. We can
Okay.
see it pretty good.
But that'll put you in the sun.
You're fine. You're fine.
This helmet actually blocks the sun pretty well.
Okay. Back to my helmet. That was good.
Yeah?
That was good.
Did that have enough?
Yes, that one was good.
Okay.
I would have told you if it didn't. Okay.
I pop my helmet for a second. Yeah, me too. I'm like, if I just pop my helmet, I won't get a headache. That's what I keep telling myself.
Oh, you got me in the belly button.
That's on that.
No, we're not.
Oh, sorry.
That was good. First one was good.
First one hit some traffic, so I didn't think it was good.
No, it was solid.
Okay, so now we do our...
Helen has to self-explore.
Definitely one of the positives. I did catch quite a few shots initially with my buckler, and I know I screwed up his plan. So at least once. So I was feeling pretty good about my movement for the first two shots, but after that I lost it. And my shots are coming in really weak, and I am 100% sure I'm not following through with my shots. So that's my self-assessment.
That's actually pretty good, because I noticed there was a disconnect in your shots, and I can't figure out what it was. Because it looks like coming off your shoulder okay, but then they kind of go,
Yeah, I'm not following through.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's what's happening.
Well, I think once you realized that you weren't, you did, because I think it was the leg blow on Michelle. Yeah, on Michelle.
Yeah.
I mean, the intent was really great. And I just have to say, I know that your foot doesn't feel good, but your movement is so much better. It's just like so much better.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like it's pretty.
It is.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I haven't seen you fight in, like I haven't been able to fight in a long time, and you move so much more and so more fluidly than I recall. Like it's really wonderful.
And it's kind of awesome that you do this sort of defensive thing, but you explode. Like with the explosion, I know it's probably not where you want it right now, but it's really nice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So I was purposely trying to fake to get you to move the buckler to hit you, and I did beat your buckler. I mean, I hit the buckler and hit you, and you still good. But I think what you need to do to stop that is don't stand in front of me. I feel like you're right here,
Gotcha.
and with a buckler you can't do that.
Yep,
You-
I'm in
too many targets.
your zone.
Yeah.
Okay.
But having said that, you're doing a good job of keeping your weapons and stuff in front of you, right? You're not doing this, you're not doing that. You know, you're keeping them here, which is where you need to be. So it's good stuff.
I was gonna say there's lots of traffic here. It's not don't have not a big shield or anything, but there's still lots of traffic. So I find it distracting. Like I feel like I should have more targets, and yet my brain doesn't see them because you're keeping everything here.
Yeah.
So
I will say too that what made me notice the lateral thing was first on Inga when she was on her knees, you stayed right in front of her and you threw shots and she threw shots, and that's sort of anyone's game at that point.
Yep.
And she has the advantage because she has no torso. But all you had to do was step off one way or the other, and you would have given yourself a huge advantage. And not even much, just as much as I did, right?
And I think you're doing that when both people are on their feet. I just think that.
Yeah, on your knee. That's what I specifically noticed on the knees.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll be
We
more-
tend not to, as fighters. Like we tend not to. Like people get on their knees and
Well,
they don't
it's like we want to be
rotate.
polite and stay in front
Yeah,
of them.
right. So and you can move laterally, you know.
Yeah, you
so,
stand corkscrew.
Yeah, Michelle, I want to show you something.
I get my turn
Oh,
before
you
you
get your
show
turn.
me.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
we
done,
got,
Misty.
we got Misty's. Tell when you
Whoever's
get there
ready.
first.
Practice.
Huh?
What? Go
So
ahead.
whoever's ready.
Yeah, I gotta.
This is nice to fight back here, babe. We should do it more.
Yeah.
Did you say you wanted me to go first? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
go ahead. Yeah, I think you're ready and we're not. I'm trying to get my helmet right. I can feel my ear for some reason. So nice out here.
It is. They've done such a wonderful job, and then leveling off the yard has given us 3 times the amount of space.
Oh yeah.
There's just nothing there.
I know, but this was good.
Okay.
I know. I felt it just kind of go eek. I got to figure out what's going on.
You reached for it.
Did I reach?
Yeah. That's how I throw it. That's how I know it's wrong.
That's why I have to try some of the stuff I've told you. I know from personal experience.
What?
That was funny. Sorry.
Good.
Oh yeah.
Did you get her in the? Did you sting her in the booby?
Yes.
The booby.
Finger.
I forgot my shield at practice one time, but I had 2 swords, so I fought Florentine and hit on both nipples. So like that's not comfortable.
Did I catch enough on that?
I've seen it.
Yes, it looked like you did.
See how Misty's slightly offline, right?
Yep. And I know better, but I just
No, I get it.
in
I
in
get it.
this
You get in the
fight,
fight and you're just like, smash that guy. No, I totally understand. Yeah.
I wanted to try something other than hitting for your head.
That was thingy.
Oh, the booby.
Is it still stinging?
Booby!
So I think my shield is not in a good position. Like I'm not
That's close to what I was going to say.
not staying behind it.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going
And
to say.
Makes sense.
I don't feel like I'm being assertive enough. I don't
I'm
feel
sorry. Did that hurt?
Like it did.
I'm sorry.
Because it wasn't
Plates, I hit flesh.
well, no, it was just the tip skimming across.
Oh.
Oh, I hate those worse than the solid sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean you basically pulled the nipple over.
Yeah.
Ow!
So I'm just gonna massage it.
Yeah, you touch your booby.
Um,
I'm strangely comfortable with that.
and I don't feel like I'm fighting confidently.
I don't know, that hook backhand was pretty fucking confident.
Okay.
Oh,
I do think you can make it better,
Yeah.
personally. Because I
messy.
feel like you're hitting
what-
short on the stick.
what did you do good though?
I do good.
Hook backhand was pretty sweet. What were you laughing at? What was funny?
We were both in a really bad position.
Oh yeah, I was terrible.
Oh, yeah.
And
Well,
neither-
you scooted your ass up
neither
down to
one
my
of
shot,
us
and
could
that was
take
like that.
advantage.
Yeah.
But then you started coming again. It was funny.
Yeah.
It was funny to me.
Yeah.
Like we just horrible position. We both like were kind of banking on something working, and when it didn't work, we weren't in a position to move to the next thing. Neither one of us.
Yeah.
It was like a set piece almost.
Yeah.
that
Well, I
we-
reached for
and
my
we-
shot,
We sort of
so-
went past each other.
Yeah.
It was like you both had learned different dances.
Yes. And we didn't meet in the middle.
Yeah.
What did I do, Doug? I feel like my wrap is closer in than it usually is. Like I'm not reaching for it. I guess that's a good thing.
So what I saw is exactly what you said, right? I noticed it like when I did the fake to hit you and you hit me in the leg on the first set that we did. I noticed that your shield was here and you were there.
Yeah.
You got my leg because you stepped out, but you left your
Right.
shield there.
Right.
And it's the same thing that happened in this
Right.
fight.
That's
I
why I
moved
got-
laterally, you left
Yeah.
your shield there.
I'm
and
not. I'm gonna fix that because this is not happening. pain is sometimes a teacher.
Yeah.
and
Sometimes
you
it
are-
is.
And what did she do good?
You don't let me fight my fight.
Yeah, nobody wants to let you fight.
Yeah.
Wise people.
Put
Keep
hands
trying
up,
to do
everyone who
stuff and
wants
you
that,
won't let
no
me.
one.
So
Yeah, I don't.
that's why the
don't
last
want
shot
any of
there,
that.
I'm like, I'm giving you too much time to counter what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I stepped in quickly to try to stop
Yeah,
that.
and that's why you basically tore my nipple off,
Yeah.
right? Because you didn't. It was
I didn't
like,
give you time. I stepped in and you,
and your sword didn't actually
yeah, I
go
wasn't quite,
through the target. It went.
yeah, it just popped.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which plenty good.
still hurt. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that.
I thought the thing that I saw is that I'm not used to seeing as much of you, so that's what Dave said, where
Yeah.
you're moving away from behind your shield. I'm not used to seeing as much of you. I'll be honest, I did nothing to capitalize on that visibility, but I'm like, I'm not used to seeing that much.
Yeah,
of it.
that-
I should have.
I-
I kept thinking I should have done something about
Yeah,
that.
I'm not connected to my shield yet. Like I'm. Yeah.
But the thing that I thought you did really well is when you were in on me on my feet, you were a continuous flow of things I had to deal with. A lot of times people come in and they go bap bap and they step back and they bap bap and you just came in and you never once broke my line, but you were constantly pressing me, and that
Because
was
when people stop against you, you flick them in the eye.
I do.
Oh, that was the other thing that I liked that you did is when Inga was on her knees, you posted, but you posted in range. A lot of people post just at your range, so if they reach, they can hit them on their knees, but the guy on the knees has to be super on guard, and I just fucking hate that.
Yeah,
No.
for me that's like smother range.
Yeah.
Like you can hit me, but I can smother you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was so it
That's
felt it was
Artemisia
a,
way.
I didn't have any room to necessarily come up with a plan because I constantly had something to deal with you, and I was like half a beat behind with my plan, and so that was just a constant press, and that's one of the things that most people who lose to me when I'm on my knees. That's what they don't do is they
Yeah.
feel like they
Yeah.
have the advantage, so they don't keep the advantage.
Right.
And you totally kept the advantage the entire time.
You are hard to hit when you're on your knees.
You are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I had to like think to myself, like, why aren't you hook backhanding her?
Yeah, but that's the
Why aren't
biggest
you doing
defense, is
that?
that you're so comfortable that when your shield gets moved out of the way, you're fucked.
So, and along those same lines is when you did get her on her knees, you did attempt the same shot 3 or 4 times
Yeah.
before you went to that other shot, and you probably, that would be the one thing, is maybe 1 or 2 times, but you did it.
I got fixated.
Yeah, you got fixated.
Yep.
So that would be the
100%.
that would be the one thing I noticed. And as far as good, I have a hard time finding the bad with you because I love watching you fight, and you have a great flow to your fighting. So
So the hard thing about you, Michelle, on your knees is that I know, like, I could probably get a body shot in, but it's probably not going to be your body. So I have very limited targets. What I need to, what I should work on with you is trying to get the center line wrap.
Yeah.
Like, just flip your shield open and get the, or not the wrap, the poke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Or
should
J
try the
shots
poke.
under
Yeah.
a scoop
So,
under the
yeah.
and
shield.
I don't know if
Scoop
you've
under.
noticed, but I have been working on that. Like that was one of the things that Delbert commented on. He's like, yeah, I'm in the house, but my compensation for those now is much better than it used to be.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things David said is like, you're going to get down there in the house. It can't be a static house.
Right.
It's got to move. And so I don't know if it looked a little bit more
It's
mobile.
actually interesting because I know this was my feedback, but we're shifting. I'm making the rules.
Yeah. You're the
well, we
boss.
all did get feedback, so we
Okay,
can
good.
go to
Okay.
free for all now.
Is that when you're in your house, you actually, we're not using the word actually, you track your opponent better with your shield in your body than you do when you're standing.
Absolutely.
And I don't understand why that's the case, but it is the case. And if you could bring some of that off your knees into your foot fight, I think it would, you would do really well with it. Just
Yeah.
think about more like blocking with your feet and getting like stacking, right?
Yeah.
You remember when we talked about stacking, how you
Yeah.
stack everything so that you're covered. Because you're doing it on your knees, and maybe it's because you don't have as much to work with, so it's just like an easier like implement, but it needs to come out and get there when you're not on your knees.
But because I am tracking it quite well, aren't I, on my knees?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah. It's hard to hit.
You're,
like I
you're
said.
acting way better on your knees, and I think you wouldn't be on your knees so much if you were doing that the same thing on your feet.
Okay.
And doing what he was saying with your
Yeah,
shield.
because that's why people are getting your leg, is because you're not, when he does that little slide over, and he did a slide over when he got your leg, you didn't react to it. You were still here.
Yeah. I barely moved over.
Yeah.
I moved over, but I didn't move
But
over
you
that
didn't
far.
react to it at all.
Yeah, so
And-
I'm not reacting to the motion down here.
Right, and even if you're blinding yourself with your shield, which was part of his feedback, right?
Yeah.
You can still see his feet.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if you're not paying attention when that's happening. Like, is there's like just like a moment that it's like you're losing Dave, which is scary.
Yeah. I
But,
Get hit in the nipple.
Feeling the pain coming on if you
feel like
lose
when
track
I'm
of Davy.
standing- So this is, I was thinking about this a lot because Albert is like, you are 1,000 times harder to kill on your knees. He's like, it doesn't make any sense at all. Because he's like, it was hard
Yeah.
to kill
Yeah.
you. He's like,
Yeah.
and I'm better than you.
I used to be the same way.
But when I'm fighting here, I'm not tracking everything down here. Like I'm here. So when I'm on my knees, it's all here, and I'm not tracking down there, and I can see it. Like I can see your helmet and all that, but I'm not tracking it. I suppose then that means that's the thing I need to work on. Because I'm not seeing that moment.
I'm wondering if you're trying to focus on too much when you're on your feet, and when all you really need to do is choose a place on your opponent and use that as a trigger point for what they're doing. Like, you don't have to watch his feet. You have to watch here, right? And if he's moving, you're going to see it here, even if you're not seeing his feet, right?
So like I'm trying to see his whole self, and
Like, maybe
that's-
you're trying to see too many things and you're losing everything.
I don't actually,
If that makes
when I
sense.
watch my opponent,
I don't know if that
I,
makes sense.
Kind of, yes.
I unfocus
It's kind of like
on
the whole
everything
idea
except
of when you're
shield
playing
and
basketball.
shoulder.
You watch
Oh,
the
I
hips,
see.
so when
Right.
they do the fake, you're watching the hips.
Right.
So
At anything other than that, and I'm unfocused. I see your shield and I see your shoulder. Because where your shield is, those are my angles to hit. And where your shoulder is, that's what I'm worried about.
So that's the same reason why Pat said that he had a harder time. I think it was Pat. Said he had a harder time once he got his eyes fixed because before then he wouldn't have his contacts on.
Right.
He wasn't getting.
Ataya said the same thing.
Yeah.
And that. And
Now
that-
there's
see,
more
Now you can see
information and it's
everything, there's
overwhelming.
Too much information.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
overwhelming.
okay.
I don't know if that's what's happening,
No.
but I'm wondering if that's what's happening.
Well, I just, like I said, Pat just said that Sunday, that comment about like that. I see you're reacting to me so much more effectively.
Yeah.
He's like, and you're moving and adjusting, and he said you don't do that. I understand.
Yep. I agree.